In tonight's episode, Will needs a bigger workshop, and Garry and Mark talk about the new chucks that are coming out. Evening, gents.
Hi, guys.
Good evening.
How are we all?
How's it going?
All good. Yourself?
Yeah, very good.
I'm good. I'm good, Tom.
Want me to go straight away?
I know we've just discussed these. There's one thing I think all our listeners actually want to know before we do anything else. How's Gary's pet woodworm?
Oh, well, they're reducing in munching power. Put it that way. I obviously don't know how many are still there, but it's definitely cleared them up massively. And I'm now debating whether there are any still left in there or not. So I don't get piles of sawdust anymore, but now and again I might think, is that a little bit of sawdust or not? And then I might give it a whack, and then like few little crumbs come out, and then I just get my old stuff, pop it back in again. So it's almost like part of it. It's like watering your bloody plants. It's like a daily routine. It's like get the brush out, and the woodworm killer out, pop it in the holes. But you know, the most frustrating thing is because it sits there. When I look, obviously it could be all the way around 360 degrees. So when I see the little pile, I think obviously it's got to be in line with that, right? It's just dropping out. So I've got to make sure I look to and then how many times I'll move the bloody thing, and then I'll pick it up, and then I think, oh no, I can't remember what it was. Let's have a guess again. Instead of just sort of like going, no, that's exactly, follow the line up. It's got to be one of those three holes there. But, yeah.
Excellent. So
it's still not falling apart anyway, put it that way.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Go on then, Will. What we got this week?
Yeah, okay. So, got a little bit of an issue. It kind of started this morning. And why I really need a pillar drill, a floor standing pillar drill. Struggling without one. So I went in the garage this morning. I was like, okay, measured it up, and was like, okay, can't go there, can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. And it's like I had no space now. Like the garage is an absolute tip. Right, so my question is, because both of you've got established workshops, if I need to create space, where do I do it and where do I start?
In your spare bedroom? Move the non-essentials to the... You could move the resin prep stuff to a spare bedroom, pull all of that out the workshop.
Oh, I don't know if I want
surely if you scan around your workshop and you turn around and you go, I don't know, lathe there, whatever's there, whatever sanding thing there, what can you not say, which one do I use the least, and therefore can I double that up in space somewhere or put it away to free up a bit of space? Because a pillar drill ain't going to take up loads of space. If you're talking about a floor one, that's quite a small footprint, isn't it?
It's not that small. Well, I can buy a smaller one, but that's kind of like go big or go home.
Yeah,
not massive, but what I don't want to do is spend money on a new drill and then wish I'd have like done something else afterwards. See what I mean?
Mobile carts for it all.
Yeah, but where do I stick the mobile carts?
In the place where one of the things is at the moment.
So, because you've only got three sides, really, haven't you? Because you've got the garage door.
Yes, true. Yeah.
You've got the garage door. So you've only got three walls. One of those walls has got the door into the house, so you can't block the door up. Your lathe's fecking huge, but at least you've only got one. Yeah, so you dedicate a wall for mobile carts. So what could you put? You'd have a pillar drill on a mobile cart. You'd have your bandsaw on a mobile cart.
He wouldn't have his pillar drill though. If he's talking about getting a floor standing pillar drill, is he? He ain't gonna have that on a mobile cart.
Well, yeah, he could. And then you just pull it out when you need it, plug it in to either an over-the-head power cable or just a wall mount, use it, and then push it back in place when you're not going to use it. Because a pillar drill, you're only going to need the pillar drill for 30 seconds while you're drilling a hole in the bottom of a box. Got it back.
True. Yes.
And then the bandsaw is only when you're cutting down. Do you have a bandsaw? Use a bandsaw?
Yeah, it's huge, yeah.
So
the big axe means the one.
I mean, part of your problem is obviously you've gone big at every step and then not got a big workshop.
Well, your sanding thing, I've made one of those flip top ones. So I had like a belt sander and then a spindle sander and all that, and then I made a flip top thing. So I've got them both on there to free up that space. Have you got anything?
I don't even have them.
Save no space there then.
No, I don't even have
what you're essentially saying is your workshop is full of unnecessary crap.
Hold on, I've got one. What about, are you using a certain space against the wall with a bench or something like that, and you couldn't?
Yeah, so I have this chest thing, and that is realistically the only space that I've got. But sitting on that chest, I've got the pressure pot, and I've got the vacuum chamber, and I've got some other bits and pieces that kind of like empty resin cups and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's kind of the only real conceivable room that I have.
See, things like the resin pots and things like that, you could go and buy yourself a kitchen cupboard and just throw the whole lot on the wall on a kitchen cupboard. Get them up out of the way.
Yeah.
Not the pressure pot, but your mixing cups, your spatulas, all of the accessories and your colours and all of that can all go in a cupboard. All of mine are in a cupboard. And then things like your pressure pot, it's not very big. Why doesn't that live under your lathe?
No, it's fairly big.
But you still wouldn't take up, it would fit under your lathe, tucked out the way.
Couldn't you make like a mobile, like Mark was saying, on a with wheels and whatever, and then basically have it almost segmented? So the bottom bit is where your pressure pot goes, then you've got another bit above it, put your vacuum chamber, and then a bit above that, which essentially you could have a cupboard door on, or put all this lighter stuff at the top. So
I did look at
a tower.
Yeah, I did look at some racking earlier. I must admit, what I really want is another bench, but actually,
don't sound like you got much room for another bench, mate. If you can't fit a
no, but the mobile cart is actually not a bad shout, because a mobile cart with a door that's enclosed would actually give me cupboard space as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I never thought about that. So, actually, that's that. I'll look into that. That is a good tip.
When I got my pillar drill, the pillar drill I got recently, I bought when I got that lathe off that other geezer, and it's not a floor standing, but it's like an old Axminster trade one, so it's a lot bigger than a bench one. But he made a cupboard for that to stand on and gave me the cupboard as well. So it's almost like, I don't know, it depends if you know what one you're getting or whatever, but it might be some sort of, because it's all about the sort of like the height distance you need, the clearance, isn't it? That's what's sort of driving. Like,
So what I really need is stroke distance.
The likes of Axminster,
right there.
The likes of Axminster do mobile carts for a lot of their bigger tools already. Yeah, they're just frames, just a very basic steel or aluminium L mouldings. They're called something, but the machine sits on top, either bolts to it or the weight of it holds it in place, and it's just got 4 casters on it. They're not spectacular. They're not like some fancy over-engineered bit of kit.
It doesn't have to look that great. I'm never going to film them.
90 quid, 87 quid, an Axminster professional heavy-duty mobile base. It's like a square with 4 casters on it.
Oh, excellent.
There's another one there by the looks of it. Base replacement, 70 quid.
There you go. You should be able to see that.
Yeah.
So typically, the make the screen bigger is hiding behind the sharing stuff. There you go. So all it is just a bit of framework and some wheels, and those levers drop feet down to stop it from rolling. But I think that's the one that Garry just brought up on his site. But yeah, all they are wheels, basically.
It ain't no grief to make them, to be honest.
No.
I've made loads of them. Yeah, Amazon got that wheels-tastic to choose from.
I have wheels at work.
Yes, but they might need them. You can't just start stealing them.
I know I can.
Good evening to all wheels work buddies out there.
The other option,
if your car's on bricks tomorrow night, you know who it was.
The other option, this is probably something that Garry got from when he picked his pillar drill up. It's like a mobile cart with storage built in as well. So if depending on you could then put all the drill bits in the drawers underneath or whatever else.
That's a cheap one, £5, £5.5p.
Yeah, £5, 5p on that one.
Free postage as well.
That's Etsy for you, isn't it? Oh dear, I wonder how many people complain that they didn't get the item delivered when it clearly says digital down.
Yeah, that's very good. Anyway, what have you guys been up to?
I've actually done some turning, which is nice. Okay. There's a shelf behind me. I've got close to 50 bits I've made in the last week. 20 of them are yarn bars. So I've cracked back on to work. I didn't do much today. I did have a lazy-ish day today. I finished around 2:00, but No, I've actually been back out in the workshop, enjoying myself, restocking, doing what I need to do. I just realised I'm still sharing my screen. But no, it's all been good. What about you, Gary?
But now it's been cold, though, hasn't it? I've got. You were saying the other week about the heaters and whatever. I was down there. What night was it? Saturday evening, I think. No, it wasn't. No, it was Friday. Anyway, so I went down there for a bit, came in, and then next day I went down there. I thought, God, it's quite mild today because it's quite warm in here. I left the thing on all night. And I'm like, you absolute spanner.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
It's toasty in here. Every other roof has got frost on it except the workshop roof. You can tell from looking out the window you've left your heater on.
I mean, you've got shit insulation. If
you are, it doesn't now, but it used to.
I'll finish. I don't know if I said last time. I'll finish my dark socky.
Oh, you said you were doing it?
Yeah. So just put a little resin river in it. Just pissing about with that. So I've done that. I got some of that aluminium honeycomb. And
oh yes,
I've been mucking about with that and trying to make some blanks with that. So that's on the go at the moment.
You fancied making your own rather than buying them?
I've had some thingy for a bit. I got what's name made up a pen blank mould, if you like. Yeah. I got one custom made to get the most out of it to fit in the pressure pot and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know if they are worth the ag, to be honest. But I've been meaning to get some of that aluminium honeycomb and try that for ages. So bloody expensive though. It's about 30 pen blanks and all that. When you can get in different thicknesses, but like mill thick, a sheet that was probably a little bit bigger than A4, talking 35 quid with postage. Yeah,
that's really expensive.
It is expensive. I can get it in smaller. You can get it in 10 mil thicknesses and all that. But it was, if I'm making like 20 mil square blank, you might as well make sure you're getting it 20 and then just cut it 20 the other way. So you're not mucking about trying to put 2 10s and then it's not lined up. Because it's so flimsy, the cells can sort of crush as it is. So if you're trying to put 2 layers of 10 in, it would be even worse.
You cutting it on a bandsaw?
No, you're joking. It'll bloody rip it to pieces.
Would it?
It's so flimsy.
What are you cutting it with then?
Mate, I can't be asked to change my bandsaw blade. I just always think I shouldn't be using this blade. I can't be asked to change it. I'll make it work.
Yeah, I must admit the only time I changed blade is
I did think what I used in the end is like cutting disc on my grinder, right? Yep. So that was on there, and I thought that'll do. I know I should be using the little tiny cutting discs on the Dremel, which is a lot more suitable. But no, I'm going to use this sort of like Finch in diameter. We want it just to cut through 20 mil aluminium, and I just clamped it with a big bit of wood, and then just run it alongside of the wood. I probably took about 2 or 3 mil out in diameter of the aluminium first stuff anyway.
The tenner's sitting on the floor.
I had an A4 bit, and I think I got 3 runs of 20 mil square out of it. Just ripped it to pieces. No, I haven't. I've still got those left. But
what about casting it as a plate all in one with the resin and then cutting it up after that?
It will be able to, but you've got the thing is, I'm trying to, obviously you want different colours and trying different things with it and stuff like that. So I tried to do like a snake skin, so sort of dark greens with bits of gold and red. You know, I'd like to do some moody stuff with it. One of them come out all right. I turned one of, because I've got the thing was 200 lengths, so I could cut it in half to just 200s. And I was whacking it out of the mould I've got is like that HDPE stuff or whatever, like rock hard plastic.
Yep.
So I'm like whacking the hammer, the mould off. The thing snapped. You think, oh, you idiot. And it snapped about a quarter of the way down. So it was almost like that's only like a 50 mil bit now or something like that. So I just mucked about with that to turn that just to see what it would come out like. It was all right. It's got potential, put it that way. But I get this beam up on it, like that sort of stuff. I think, I've been meaning to do that for ages, a bit like that Star Wars stuff. And I do it, and then I think I'm going to do loads more, and then I just move on to something else.
Yeah, I've seen that,
I've seen that video, and now I see what you mean about Han Solo's head being very close to the top.
But I haven't done anything else with Star Wars since then either. So I've got this box down here with all those other little microfiber things. I do need to do another one, but just the impetus on it and get something else in my head, and just go and do that instead. So it's frustrating.
I get easily distracted in the workshop. I'm meant to have been doing lace bobbins all week, and instead I've done I took a trip to NB Timbers up Braintree. I say up in, but Will, it's down
That's
in.
where Steve goes, isn't it?
Steve goes,
Yeah. And me and Mum spent £3 in there. We didn't spend a lot. And I got loads of his offcuts, as well as a log of Laburnum was a £5. And I've got nearly 50 lace bobbin blanks out of it. So that's done me fine. I made this lovely little...
Oh, yeah, pretty. Yeah, it's very pretty.
Lidded box, nice and tight fitting.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Lovely bit of ash for £4.
My favourite wood that is ash.
It was in his offcuts box. Lovely bit of wood. So he's the first Saturday of the month. He's not very big, but he's got plenty of ash and he's got loads of laburnum and up there. And he's got a couple of other unknown bits, but I meant him because of the amount of yew that he stocks. He stocks tons of the stuff. But yeah, he's priced. The only downside is that he's only open the first Saturday of the month. So if you can't get there, he's a bit of a bugger. But he's worth a visit if you can get up.
In a week, is he working? As in working,
he works
turning wood, or
no? He's a school teacher in Chelmsford.
What does he do? Do that in his spare time or something? Oh, really?
Then he does demonstrate. So we've asked if he can come and do a demonstrate at Chelmer Valley. Then he's just going to get back to us with dates. It'll be next year now, not this year.
So he's a turner then?
Yes,
he's a turner. He's got loads of stock.
He's not. He's a school teacher who turns as a hobby. I don't entirely know how he got into selling wood, but he processes a lot of it himself. But don't go in there expecting it to be like Styles and Bates used to be. It's not that big, but it's good stuff and well priced. Not sure how well you'll start out. They're coming out all right. Oh. Worth. So it is only the first Saturday of the month, and only until midday, 9 o'clock in the morning till 12.
I thought you were to say it opens at 11:30. He's very limited. First Saturday of the month, shuts at 12. And opens at 11:30, and he shuts for coffee in the middle for 10 minutes.
Well, actually, on the subject, I walked in through the door. He said hello. Do you want a cup of coffee?
I think Steve said that when he was on last time. That generally spends hours there because he's there drinking coffee.
I think that's a staple for Steve. If you get, because I remember Steve always used to bang on about, Styles and Bates, give me a cup of coffee, and it was like, you give Steve a cup of coffee, he'll buy anything from you. You're not getting around looking at all your vases, Will. Make a fortune out of it.
I had both the Steves around here the other day sorting out the AV system for the club, and a cup of coffee, yes please. Milk, sugar.
That was a cup of coffee, that boy.
So, who's seen Record Power's new sexy chuck?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
You need to have a look at it, Will. It's on the most part, it looks like a very normal chuck, but it's got a party piece, which is why I'm getting it. I don't know if probably the same reason you're getting it, Gary.
I'm not getting it.
Oh, you're not getting it?
Unless I give in, I'm not getting it because it's there to meet a need, and the need is met by only one other chuck that I know about, and that chuck is the Easy Wood Tools chuck. Their one does it properly, right? It is interchangeable jaws that literally take seconds. And Chris Parker, I think he had it when he done a demo, and the chuck is something like 450 quid, right? And then just to buy another set of the jaws, where you think on their one you get the free sets of additional jaws or whatever, right? On the Easy Wood Tools one, you want to buy another set that would do the slot in. They're 200 quid for another set of the jaws. So that chuck, but it does that job, right? 100% does that job. So this one is trying to do that job, but when I watched the demo, you're still screwing it in, right? But granted, it's a lot quicker. And that's what I was saying to you the other day when I can't remember that guy's name. Some guy's done a pretty good YouTube sort of demo of it, or a review of it, basically. And he goes through all the aspects of it. He uses the different jaws, and it is really informative. But the key thing is obviously but how long does it take you to change the jaws? Because that's what it's all about, right? And then he says that I was thinking he ain't going to do it. And then right near the end, he went, I thought I'd do a direct test of timing. And I thought, this is perfect. And he said, I timed myself using my other chuck, like my normal chuck, and it took me 3 minutes to change the jaws over. Right. And then he starts to watch on his phone or whatever, stopwatch, and he does it, and he's doing it all. and it gets it down to like 2 minutes or just over 2 minutes. And I was thinking, that ain't really making a massive amount of difference if it's still taking you nearly or over 2 minutes to change it. But what I meant when I said to you about he was being a dick, I thought he was being a dick, is because I didn't think he maximised his opportunity to do the timing. Because when you look at these, you've got the screws that almost sit in those spare sets of jaws, right? And you have them next to you, and then you slip them in, and then you tighten them up. It was almost like what he was doing. It's almost like he never had the screw in there at all to start with. So he's even going right from the off. Whereas it looks to me like you might only have to do X amount of turns to get the clearance to pull it out, and then put another one in. See what I mean?
So Will,
I'm not getting what's special.
Right. So the chuck itself, set up normally, that's the chuck. That's the jaws that come with it, with a normal ring and a worm screw. And they're the jaws you'd fit, and you can use them as any normal dovetail jaws. The kit that comes with it, or the kit you can buy extra, the Versalock, are these 3 chuck jaws. And you can see the hole here. That lines up with that countersunk hole there. And these jaws sit inside that one.
Oh, okay.
Click on the other pictures at the bottom and it shows them in there.
So, is it that one? Oh, no, Will's on this one, wasn't it? Sorry. So, they would fit inside.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't have to take the jaws off of the chuck, but you're still screwing those ones in through those holes to put them in, if you see what I mean.
What Gary's on about that bloke didn't do a particularly good job timing it. These screws probably only need 2 or 3 turns, and they will just slot out. So there'll be a quick slot in and out. Now, the reason I want it is to be able to swap over. When I'm swapping out in the workshop today, I've gone over from bobbin blank size, so probably about 10 mil square, up to 25 mil square blanks, because I've been doing tools rather than bobbins. So being able to swap these jaws out quickly would just save me a lot of hassle.
Yeah. Okay.
So I could swap over to these ones for a slightly bigger blank, or slower, or these ones if I want to grip something really small. So it's quite a versatile chuck, but it's going to be the most I've ever spent on a chuck.
I think it's really good value. 250 quid for all of that lot with all those extra jaws.
That is good value. Yeah.
250 does include those 3 extra. So you're getting 4 sets of jaws, and this green ring around it is a rubber ring to stop you from catching your knuckles as the.
But what if I whack my knuckles on the jaws next to the green ring? It really hurts. You got a 15 mil wide rubber ring. That's the only place I put my knuckles, is it?
But
it's not for me.
It's not a big chuck. Because you can tell that's an M33 fitting onto that. That looks like the Coronet Herald. So it's not a big fitting. So overall, it's not a big chuck, which is perfect for me. That's perfectly fine. It's not out yet by the looks of things, but I know I'm getting it for my birthday, which is the end of next month. So I'm looking forward to that chuck. But you're going to resist the temptation, are you, Gary?
I am for now, because the other reason, it's almost like I got Rutland when I first started. I got a Rutlands set, and it's pretty much you get the chuck and you get the 3 sets of jaws and the face ring with it as well, and that was all about 250 quid, right? Which is again really good value, and so it's done me so well. It's so reliable and whatever, and that was really good. So then they now and again have their sales on, and they had a sale and they dropped that down to something like 160. From 250, so it's like another full set, and I thought, sod it. So I got another one of those at the time. So I've almost got 2 chucks on the go with 2 different sets of the jaws on. So I just swapped my chuck out, and I actually ages ago as well, I got one of their, and their one was, I can't remember. It's almost like the Axminster do the 110 and the 114 or whatever it is, or the 100 and 114. So these 2 were both the 100 mil one, right? And Rutlands do an 85 or a 75 one as well. And I got that ages ago. So basically, I've got 3 Rutlands chucks, and I've got a different set of jaws on each one. So I can flick between essentially 3 sets of jaws already. So I'm thinking, if I go and buy that one, why do I've already got 3 sets of jaws on the go. So I feel like I'm just getting carried away and going, that looks good. I might get it. And it's like, why do you need it? Save that 250 quid and spend it on something that you haven't got. Because you've got to spend it. Of course you have. That's spend money. But it's like, I just feel like, no, that's not the thing I need to spend my money on right now. But so that's why. It's because I've got another set of chucks that have got multiple different jaws on already.
I've got 6 chucks.
There you go.
I need a 7.
Have you got some chucks that you never use?
No, one's currently permanently fitted to the new carving jig I've got as well, where I've been using that a lot. So that's been affixed to the carving jig. And then I've been swapping. I've had 2 or 3 things attached to chucks, and they've just been sitting on the side like little bowls and things where they've had a layer of varnish or fitted. So I take the whole chuck off, put it to one side to dry, get on with something else, and I'm swapping the whole chucks over.
Yeah.
Oh, right. With a piece on. Yeah, I've got that.
With a piece
of. Like, I've got a piece on that. Then again, you're looking around for your chuck sometimes. Going, where's that one? Where? Oh, yes.
I did that the other day, and I kicked one of the plates, the resin plates I've got that I'm trying to, and I've got a chuck attached to the bottom of that. Oh, that's where that one went. Yeah. I've been looking for that. It's like the 4mm Allen key I lost 3 years ago. Still haven't found it.
So I'd love to know how much stuff gets thrown away in the sawdust. I used to literally, when I was having a proper clear up, and I'd literally have that massive mound.
Yeah.
Before I put it in a bin bag, I would literally sift through it in my hands just to check because I was paranoid, and I would find something in it every single time. Be it an Allen key, a screw from a chuck or something like that. Yeah. Or
I've lost a 4mm rulers. I've lost a 4mm Allen key in shaving. It's got to have gone that way. The cover that covers the belts and the pulleys on your lathe, well, on the SL4, it's quite a heavy cast lump that was just held in with a little grub screw. And I never had the grub screw when I got the lathe, but I no longer have the cover. That's gone in the bin. That must have gone in a pile of wood shavings and gone in the bin. I have no idea when or where that went. But when I emptied the workshop, I thought, I'm going to find it. It's got to be in here somewhere. Never found it.
I keep trying to remember to grab a couple of M6 wing nuts from work. In fact, I'll grab one for you, Gary, because that's the same. It's got a stupid butthead screw in, change the belts over.
Nice one.
So
it's frustrating.
Did you say the other day you had a problem with Rutlands, or
it's just an annoyance, right? So probably I think they seemed to change it post Christmas. I just suddenly noticed it. So I thought it was something they was doing in the build up to Christmas. It might have been all through December. And I think if you're on a mailing list or whatever, sign up for it or whatever, you're on a daily deal email, right?
Yeah.
So every day it says, oh, today's daily deal ends at midnight, blah. And then a lot of time it's quite a good saving. And what I found was during December that a lot of time it was stuff where I thought, yeah, that's handy actually. I do want one. It's almost like when you think you got the Alexa thing listening to you and then you suddenly get adverts for stuff you spoke about. If Rutlands had some sort of mic in here or something picking me up saying what I was looking at. Anyway, so they was sending those emails out and I'll open the email and you go, oh, reduced from 40 down to 30 quid. You go, okay, that ain't a bad deal, right? And then I'm pretty sure it's since Christmas. You still get them. And I thought, because initially I thought, oh, they're still doing those. I thought they don't do it to Christmas. Anyway, so when I only open them, and it's really annoying. Now, it doesn't have the price in it. It says, click to reveal the price. I know that's really small, right? But it's so annoying. Just put it in the email like it was, right? I'm not giving you the satisfaction of a click. I'm not doing it. Reveal price. No, tell me the price in the email. You did before Christmas, so tell me it now.
Further down, the flattening and tenon sled's got the price on it.
Oh, mate, it just does my
head. But the rest haven't.
It really winds me up.
I get them daily as well. Oh, no, hang on. It's got to be in promotions, isn't it? Promotions.
The other thing I find frustrating on their one is obviously the postage and that as well. So, whereas Axminster, I presume they're still doing it. No matter if you buy something for £2, it's free postage, right? It was up to Christmas. I don't know if they're still doing it.
So postage on my rotary tool that I had to order after my Dremel decided to just stop working was £5.83 on a £40 drill.
But I think you got VAT that's going on that as well. So I think when you actually look, it tells you it's £7.50. I think the actual postage.
£7.
You go to buy something, £7.
Yeah.
Yeah, £7. It's a bloody joke.
That's naughty.
but I did get it that I didn't have a choice. There was no free postage option. So it was £7 was the cheapest, and it was guaranteed the next day. So at least I had it the next day, but you could spend up to, I think the most expensive was £25 postage, and I could have had it next day before midday. No, next day's fine.
Axminster have changed this now. It must have been up to Christmas. So it's over £50 for standard delivery is free. Yep. Anything less than £50 is £4. And you go, okay, £4's fair enough.
Yeah.
There was a tenner. I think free postage on Rutlands is £50 and above.
I don't think they've done that at all.
I may not do. I might be wrong.
Yeah, just especially when I keep seeing the emails, or I wasn't, I was thinking, I won't mind that. That on a daily basis, so then you're only getting one thing. So it's like, well, I ain't going to pay £7 every time I want to get something on top.
No.
I think the equipment from Rutlands, although it's occasionally on the cheaper side, they've actually sort of come on par, haven't they, with some of the other bigger brands now. It's a lot better than what the quality is better than it was from them, but their pricing is starting to creep up as well.
When you look at all their stuff, it's obviously all branded their own, right? And it's all like black, all this sort of stuff. And when you see some stuff, I just feel like someone who has gone there who worked at Axminster or something, right? And where Axminster go. So Axminster go and get their stuff from this place in China, and they just get it branded up, right? Because I've seen so many things lately that are literally the same as the Axminster thing, but it's now black with Rutlands written on it. And that's what it just feels like Rutlands sort of latched onto.
Here are Rutlands lathe choices, and you can buy the same lathes in Jet and Draper and Axminster, and they're all sprayed black, but it's the same lathe.
But if you looked at, like, I think it's like fighter dust filtration, right? And because I got when I got my new workshop sorted, I got one from Axminster, and I saw it come up on that email the other day, and it's exactly the same as
that one. It's different to the Record Power one in terms of styling,
but that's what I mean. That's why I think so much of their stuff look like Axminster. It's almost like they've found who's making the Axminster stuff and tapped them up.
But £200, it comes with a 3-year warranty. I don't know if the Axminster one does, but the rest of it is identical to both the Axminster and the Record Power. But it's more. The Rutlands is £200.
Well, they could be much. I guess Rutlands aren't as big, are they? So Axminster have much bigger overheads, and
but so you're suggesting that the buying power from Axminster is greater, so they're going to get a better discount. Because I think the Axminster is £180, the Record Power one's £170.
Well, whether they do too, because I think the Axminster do a professional one and a normal one as well, don't they? So I don't know if they do two different ones.
Give me a second. They do. Look, no, that's the filters for them. The filters are the same as the Record Power ones, and they are the same price. I bought that kit from Rutlands. The Cyclone.
But you're not very kind to our listeners here, are we?
Yes. No, sorry, listeners. I bought the Cyclone Dust Collector Kit, which is a pair of right-angled plastic attachments that you can fit to a blue barrel. And that's fitted to my main extractor. And it's absolutely amazing bit of kit for £30. It's the best thing I bought for my workshop.
Oh, really?
That blue bin holds so much stuff. I haven't yet had to empty the main bag on my dust extractor. It's brilliant. The bin collects most of it, because those bags can be really finicky, pain in the backside to refit. They're like just a plastic bag that clamps to the underside of a metal frame. But that blue barrel option, brilliant. And you could have bought the Cyclone systems for Rutland's Cyclone system is £130. Or you buy the little 30 Cyclone dust kit for £30. It's absolutely brilliant. But I get exactly where you're coming from with their emails. It's not. Just give me the price. I know exactly.
I've given you the benefit of the doubt for me to open your email, because I've got loads of emails, and I thought, no, I'll take the time to open their one, see what the item is, and then you just wind me up by saying reveal the price. No, I haven't got time for that. Potentially lost the sale. Let me go onto the other email and see how much the discounted dog food is this week.
Let's just click on Tree Carcass's video. That's worth the time and effort. Not Rutland.
Don't take the piss, mate. Bloody hell.
We all know we only watch each other's videos when they pop up on the home screen on YouTube.
I'll tell you what video I did watch today, and I was very surprised. Our mate David's woodturning. He's only gone and got his little voice out, hasn't he?
He was on about doing that.
Oh my goodness! And he's popped his kid in it as well.
Oh, is he? I haven't seen.
He has dived in.
I'm a bit out of touch with YouTube at the moment. I haven't really seen it. I haven't really watched YouTube for a couple of weeks now. I need to go and have a look at that. So I know he's planning to do quite a lot of that this year.
He says that. He said, I'm coming back doing a voiceover. Let me know what you think about my kids' performance and all this sort of stuff. And these are the first things I'm going to do this. I've got all these other projects I'm going to do. Yeah, he's
what was that?
Grabbing it away like a good one.
He's moving his workshop at the moment.
I thought you said he's moving out of that place in Hockley or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, he's built something in the back garden. It looks wicked, I must say. He's done a right good job there, I have to say.
So when are we getting him on the show?
Yeah, I did ask him. I wouldn't hold your breath.
But if he's putting his if he's putting his voice on the old telly,
that doesn't mean by default he's going to come on this podcast, does it? Not at all. No, it doesn't.
Yes. Come on, you got to keep nagging him. He's your mate. He's not.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, but Will's got to think of, if you nag X amount of times, then he just snubs Will altogether.
Yeah,
is it worth it?
Yeah, so I need him far more than he needs me.
That's why you're doing it and not me.
But so he's built himself a workshop in the back garden.
So has he still got a member of staff?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I assume so, but I didn't actually ask him. I must admit.
Well, if his member of staff is in his video, then it's his kid. Maybe he's the one where he took his kid's like Hot Wheels car and put it in resin. That's what.
I can see that. Yeah,
that's the one. That's the
right.
One.
So that only came out yesterday, by looks things. So I haven't watched that one yet. He paints
I thought it was recently.
I've seen the trailer. So he paints a bit of burl and then glues a Lightning McQueen to the top of it.
Maybe I haven't seen it. Maybe I've seen it on Facebook. I'm not sure. I need to go and have a look at that. I do need to catch up with YouTube, that is for certain. But it kind of, and this might sound a bit stupid, but my channel seems to do much better if I don't watch YouTube.
That does sound stupid. You're right. As if you're having a direct impact on it.
Your latest one was the bowl, wasn't it?
That's a little over 8. The banks in that that's doing wicked. That's coming up to 700,000.
Bloody hell, no, it only done 300,000. The other week, last couple of weeks.
That's doing very well, that is.
So I've got a little bit of a story behind my bank skier nut. So I released it yesterday. No, I didn't. I released it the day, 3 days ago, according to YouTube. How do you spell bank skier nut?
BANKSIA.
Not BANSKIA.
Oh, no.
I don't think a lot of people are searching for that, though, are they?
If you get a spelling mistake.
I think you'd be surprised, to be honest.
So I said to you earlier, I changed the thumbnail and I changed the title. And the reason I changed the title was because I spelt it BANSKIA, because I thought it was a Banskia nut, not a bank seer nut. And of course, they're not nuts.
They're pods, yeah.
Not nuts, although I call them nuts. They're bank seer pods. And sorry, can I have that? Sorry. And in the few hours since I changed it, it has done a lot better. But it's still only done not 182,000, 180. Yeah. So it's frustrating. After the release of the wood pile to platter video, which in the last 48 hours has had 84 views, and the bank pod has done 88. So it's still performing better than my latest videos. And it was released at Christmas.
Good.
So I still don't understand.
No.
I don't get it.
My Star Wars one I was just looking on YouTube, has had 60. Is that it? I thought that would have done better than that. On Instagram at 459. And did I do a short for it on YouTube? I did. That had 501. 60. All that effort for 60. And that's what, and I'm doing it with a view to doing it in landscape and all that, with a purpose really of trying to get the bite on YouTube. So that's what I've really done it for. And it's had 60 views
on Banksia Pod on Facebook has had 56 impressions. That's it. Average watch time of 44 seconds. And it's a shorter video I put on Facebook because I speed it up for Facebook, because we know people on Facebook don't have an attention span. So that's probably why my videos aren't doing very well. I keep saying that they don't have a...
Yeah, it's frustrating. It can be very frustrating.
I will have a look at that, Gary. I'll try and do it tomorrow. I'll have to catch up with yours too.
That'll push it up to 502. That'll be well, no, that's a short I'm looking at. What I'm talking about, 61.
That'll be 62 this time tomorrow, I promise.
Thanks. Then I'll be jumping
I'll
around
even
going.
watch it twice for you.
Oh, mate, that'll be unbelievable. He's skipping around the lounge.
It's doing better than our podcast is on there.
That's not much of a benchmark, though, is it? That's just. I'll just look at that one where I've done that painting. The hexagon effect thing, not hexagon, Harlequin bowl. You know that one where I just masked it up and then peeled it off and had all the segments. Not the video of that on YouTube. That's at 34,500.
Oh, nice! Yeah, that's nice. That.
So that
well done.
That was done well. And then that burl I done with the old woodwork, that had 3,000. Then I had a couple of 700, 600. So now and again you will get one, but I really thought the Star Wars one would just have a bigger response than it has had. But yeah, there you go. Such is life.
It's just I don't get it. I don't understand. It's all witchcraft. It's only people like David and Will that know how it works.
Well, I even go through that vidIQ when it tells you what your score thing's going to be and all that, and you start off and it's like 32. You go, well, I'm not going to do that. Then you change the words, and then you change this and you change that, and then it's going up. And like, I'll get that up to like in the 90s. I'm thinking, this one's going to go.
I've kind of dialed that back quite a bit.
Have you?
vidIQ. I don't think it does you as much favours as you think. And I still have it because I want to see what they're suggesting, but most of the time I'm still going it alone.
Is it more of a case of you're in danger of just watching numbers rather than just doing a job, making the videos and putting it out there, and then just leave it? We're sitting here watching the numbers and we're getting disappointed that we're not getting the numbers. Whereas just put it up, and if someone likes it, because we've produced the item, the YouTube and the Facebook is just a bonus. I think
there's a purpose to it, though, right? Because ultimately, Will and David have obviously hit it. Right? They've done it, right? And ultimately, you could turn around and go, well, I'm not about that. I'm just like, I'll just put stuff, what I've done. If I was just putting photos up of stuff I've done during the making process, maybe, and I've made it, and here's some photos, and I'm just showing it, and people go, oh, that's really nice. And you go, okay, cheers. But I'm not putting photos up. I'm spending freaking hours doing this stuff. Do you know what I mean? And really, it is ultimately for a purpose that you could make some dosh off of it. So if you're not going to do that, I know you've got to wait and all that and give it time and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes you think, oh, I'm struggling with this a bit now, but you're still videoing on the next one.
The problem I've got with Facebook, and it is a big problem I've got with Facebook, and got monetized on Facebook for stars, and I was heading in the right direction for the rest of it, and they've pulled it. It's all gone. So if you were monetized with them, you've automatically been transferred over to their beta testing system. But if you're coming up to it or you're new to it, it's not available to you. You don't have access to it. It's not there. It doesn't exist at the moment. So Facebook won't earn any money for me until they take whatever they're playing with out of the beta testing.
There's no application anymore for monetization, apparently, on Facebook. They invite you, not the other way around. You don't apply anymore.
So I remember you saying about that, yeah, and you was already in when you.
I was kind.
So where's that? I was pushing Facebook to get monetized on it, and now they've pulled it. Yeah. So where's the incentive for me to keep pushing anything on Facebook? I don't have a great audience on there.
Guess what they do? This is Facebook. So they're going to test your account to see whether it earns them enough money. I would say is what they're doing.
Well, we'll see, because it currently says the monetization program is invitation only while it's in beta testing.
It might be in that for 3 years. So on your, Will, I know that media company just do the Facebook side of things. So from a YouTube point of view, are you getting in money still from YouTube as well?
Yeah.
Right. And that's like based on that. When we've looked at it before around, you've got those targets, even when you're at the bottom, like me and Mark, and it says you've got to get this many listeners or subscribers and then this many views and all that. It's just sort of, you get to a point where you've hit those targets, and then
so once you've got your 4,000 watch hours and your 1,000 subs, then you can I would say it's automatic, but it's not. You can just go, okay, I want to monetize now, and then when you upload a video, you just say, do you want to monetize it, yes or no? Which obviously is going to be yes. Fine.
So that, when you think of like what I was saying about you're not doing it, and then you might get one that lands and does well, that at least that's all still contributing to potential on YouTube.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
so the more you put, the more it was.
And the odd little cheeky little advert now and again, do you know what I mean? To have a little boost.
And as you get new subscribers, if they like you, they'll go through your channel. I do. If I subscribe to someone, I only watch the first video that got me interested in the first place, then I go right to the beginning, to see where they come from, because that kind of interests me. That
start binge watching them, don't you? I do that when I follow them.
Have you seen that latest one? I was obviously bored today because I watched David's one, and I think it's Square Level, that guy.
Yeah, I've subbed him, yeah.
Have you seen his latest one where he redone a failed project?
No.
Yeah, that's quite...
No, I quite that segmented one I'm doing at the moment. It's very much like something you'd do, to be honest. I was looking at the other day thinking,
is that your purple and green one?
The orange and blue.
Oh, orange and blue. That's what I meant. In the 3D printed mould thing. How's it going?
It's good. I'm editing the video now. I've just got another couple of coats of lacquer because I got cold last night. So I was going to do it tonight, but it's been raining, and I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll finish it off. And then that will be done. But it's all right. It's definitely different, that's for certain. The purists are going to hate it.
I look forward to seeing that.
That's not wood.
That is for certain.
There's no wood in there.
Yeah. Well, that's good, because when you get the purists on there moaning about it, and then you get the environmental people, the microplastic people, it just makes the video do better. I'll just play along with them. Yeah.
David talked, when I said David's like talking over his one, he talks quite a good few seconds around like the wastage and like where it goes and what he does with it, and if anyone's got any suggestions and all that, just to try and sort of like appease and just, don't start your comments yet. Listen to what I'm saying first. I'm trying, and if you've got any suggestions, I'm more than happy to see how the best way to recycle it. Yeah. So I thought, there you go, you're trying to stop those comments before they started.
Dare anyone to go on there and go, yes, I put it all in the incinerator and burn it.
I make my child eat it. The only way I can get rid of it.
I use it as my child's bedding.
Make mattresses out of it.
Talking of the devil, 2 minutes ago, I actually commented on that Square Level one, and he's put a heart sign on it for me. A little bit of interaction from the Bearded Wonder. I think it's because I said, how much do you pay workshop cleaners? His workshop never gets used, doesn't it?
No, it's immaculate, isn't it?
It's unreal. I do. He's got all the moody things of the different tools and all that, and the close-ups and stuff like that. And you think, oh my God, you just clean all the time.
Or does he have a filming room? Because a lot of them have this area set off where they just film.
I don't think so, because when you see all his bench and these other stuff in the background and stuff like that, and so it's always on his table saw and everything. It's all.
Yeah, that's where I need to get my workshop too.
Full circle.
To be honest, when you go,
such a dreamer.
His is the same. His workshop is absolutely as immaculate as you can get it for a working workshop.
Really?
Mine's a shithole.
He did come down, I opened the door. I was like, oh no, I was just embarrassed.
Sorry about the mess. It's not normally like this. I'm normally not tidier. And you've got mounds of wood shaving. Getting the size of Mount Everest, he's growing in your workshop.
Yeah,
and now I don't see the oki that I made. So now and then I trip over that bloody thing and nearly head butt wall. Whereas I can't be bothered. I put it on bolt so I can just like lift it out of the floor when I'm not playing darts. But because I just now and again think, have a little throw and whatever, so I just leave it there. And I don't know how many times I've bloody tripped over the epoxy thing.
I try and keep my workshop tidy, but it's all the bits that you can't get to with the extractor, and it all goes down the back on my record power as a shelf underneath the lathe bed, but then behind it just all disappears and you can't get to any of it. It's like, that's a mess for another day. What's that you're going to show us, Will?
I've got my first workshop saving device that I made. Where's the camera? It's there.
Isn't that for your wife?
That's for him.
One of me sanding rolls on. I can screw it on the side of my bench. I've got space. It's just come off the printer, just literally this second.
What do you put on it?
The sanding
rolls of sanding paper.
Rolls.
So basically, he doesn't use normal toilet paper like everyone else. He uses 240 grit. He likes the feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long did that take?
And that's where I started looking, to be honest, this morning.
You actually printed a toilet roll holder, but you're going to use it for sanding.
I have, yeah.
That is what that is.
How long did that take?
About 6 hours, I guess.
And how much does that stuff cost that's gone into that?
Oh, I would say probably about, I don't know, 50 pence, I guess.
Oh, okay.
40 grams. 40 grams of filament. Kilo of filament is 20 quid. So, yeah, a little less than that, 30 pence maybe.
3D printing stuff does to work out quite cheap. It's just the time.
Yeah.
Because they're not very power hungry. But, yeah, I mean, hang on, what's that? That's, let's turn the old blur off. It was just a little bracket to stick to the wall to hang me hat on.
Oh, yeah, I need one of those. Actually, I bought a new hat today. I bought one of those power respirator things.
That wouldn't hold a power respirator.
I would have not.
that fell off the wall holding a baseball cap on. So I've gone over to the Kallax pegboard system.
Drill a hole in it?
I could, but that meant drilling a hole in the wall, and I didn't want to drill a hole in the wall.
Oh, okay, fair play.
So I went over to the. Oh, I'm gonna just take the camera off. It's easier.
I thought you'd been printing little beds for your doll's house. I thought that's what it was.
Little bed for your doll's house.
Yeah, it's probably because my sister-in-law makes doll's house furniture, so it's just embedded in my brain without even thinking about it. I thought he didn't say it's a little double bed for his doll's house.
I have printed
A mother.
They're little wall mounts to hold a plate. So
yeah, cool.
A couple of them just to hold a plate on a wall. I've got two to hang up. James wants the green failed resin project, and there's my competition piece from Christmas to go up on the wall. So there's two of them.
Have you got much faith in that, seeing as you said that other one just fell off the wall when you put a baseball cap on it?
Yeah, but that was the sticky stuff.
Plate.
No, the 3D print is fine. It was the sticky crap I used on the.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I just used double-sided sellotape for that. But yeah, no, I've got a little screw hole in them.
Cool.
Yeah. Nifty little thing. CS Crafts, I've got them as well. I haven't got CS Crafts. CS Crafts? No,
SK Crafts, yeah.
Stephen, he 3D prints. He does the chuck buddies, I think he calls them, doesn't he? The wall mounts for the chucks. But you can find them on Thingiverse as well, and I've printed a load of them for my chucks. I'll have to print another one when I get that new record power.
Yeah, I might do some of those for me as well, actually.
And there's that idea I don't want you to say out loud that I mentioned to you that I want you to sort of think about printing because the state of my chucks.
Dildo.
Yeah, that. Yeah. I'm guessing you've not designed that yet.
No, I can't remember what you wanted now.
I'll text
I was just going to say, from the look on his face,
I better get a bigger 3D printer then.
I better get a bigger brain. So
oh dear, hang on, I'll put it in the. I don't want someone else stealing the idea.
We only have 10 listeners, and this far in, mate, no one's listening. Bloody hour in.
Yeah, but it's where we find out that SK is one of our listeners, and he goes, "That's a brilliant idea. I'll do that."
Yeah, no, I do remember that now. I've got a memory like a fish, so I remember it now, but I've clearly forgotten about it.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to call it that. That's what I've just texted it all to you.
Nice one. Yeah, okay.
Now he remembers.
Yeah, no, I remember now you said that.
I think you could make a lot of money. Right. Anyway, gentlemen.
Yeah.
It is past Gary's bedtime.
It is.
You back in the workshop now, Gary?
Yeah.
You going back in, are you?
Oh, what, tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might just have a cheeky cup of tea and a cake. And then go down there. I didn't get down there last night because it's the old Super Bowl last night, so I didn't.
Christ, how long are you down? What time do you stay down?
So for our listeners, just so our listeners, we start recording this at 7 p.m. and we normally finish around 8:30. and then Gary toddles down to the workshop and he might see him at bedtime about midnight.
Midnight, yeah. I can be in my house naked. It depends. Like, so if it's cold or whatever, then I might sort of come on a bit early. You know what it's like. You get in there, and if you're right in the zone and you want to try and finish something, then it would just be just keep going. I normally try and make sure I'm back up by midnight.
Doesn't sawdust get in all the cracks and everything? Is that doing it naked?
No.
I mean, you run the risk. I mean,
well, it does with his Banksia. Did you itch from the Banksia when you were doing that?
I wasn't turning naked.
You said you put it down your trousers.
You're missing a trick.
That fur's lovely and soft, and then Banksia. That's
not when it's so. I didn't because it was covered in resin, so I didn't have a reaction to it. Yeah. I did last time I turned it, so I had long sleeve top on, and I had the full face respirator, not just a mask and goggles. Yeah, mask and glasses. What I normally turn in, but no, for that I did break out the full respirator just in case, because things like that and Apple, Apple will kill me. So it's full face respirator and mask when I'm turning Apple, or just don't turn it at all. Just sort of try and avoid it.
Running a risk for no reason.
There is, but I've got Apple and it turns nicely, and it is a lovely looking wood. So for the sake of wearing a jumper and a full face respirator for an hour, it's worth it. So, but yeah, anyway, I've not much on. So I'll speak to you all in a couple of weeks. Take care, guys. Take one. Bye.